In a quiet village wrapped in the arms of nature, there lived a boy named Ragav. He was bright, full of promise, and carried dreams larger than the sky itself. His work ethic was solid, and his spirit resilient. But behind those determined eyes was a silent battle. His mind was never at rest. Whether reading a book, doing chores, or in the middle of a conversation, his thoughts would drift, spiraling into endless loops of worries, fantasies, and what-ifs. His parents urged him to focus. His teachers reminded him to stay present. But it was like trying to catch the wind. His mind had a will of its own. He'd sit down to study, but minutes later he'd be lost in thoughts of imaginary worlds, past regrets or fears about the future. Then came the day that would shake him deeply, exam day. He sat in class, pen in hand, but his mind was blank. Not because he hadn't prepared, he had. But the noise in his head drowned out everything he knew. Thoughts ran wild while the clock ticked on. When the results came, he had failed 2 subjects. The disappointment was heavy. His teachers sighed, his friends tried to console him, and his parents sat in quiet worry. That night, Ragav sat in his room, staring at the ceiling, consumed by helplessness. He knew he was capable, yet felt like a prisoner inside his own mind. Just then, his grandfather, a wise old soul, noticed him and gently asked, "What's troubling you, son?" With tears clinging to his eyes, Ragav whispered, "Grandpa, no matter how hard I try, my thoughts scatter everywhere. I want to focus, but my mind refuses to listen." His grandfather smiled knowingly and said, "Come with me." He handed Ragav a cup filled with murky, dirty water. "Pour this into the pot." Ragav did as told. Then, his grandfather gave him a jug of clean water. "Now, keep pouring until the pot is filled with clear water." As Ragav slowly poured, the dirty water began to overflow, replaced bit by bit with clean, fresh water, until the pot sparkled with clarity. The old man said, "This pot is your mind. Wasteful thoughts are like the dirty water. But if you keep pouring in clean, meaningful thoughts, the rest will fade away." Ragav paused, then asked, "But how do I fill my mind with better thoughts?" His grandfather's eyes lit up as he began a tale. Long ago, there was a young warrior named Veer. Brave and skilled, yet he carried a burden, self-doubt. Before each battle, his mind echoed with fear. What if I lose? What if I'm not enough? These thoughts weakened him, not his enemies. One day, an old monk found him sitting alone. Seeing his distress, the monk offered him a cup of water, half full. Then, he gave Veer a handful of salt. "Drop it in and drink." Veer obeyed, but the water was unbearably salty. Then the monk took him to a vast lake and told him to drop the same salt there. "Now drink again." This time, the water was fresh. The monk said, "The salt didn't change, only the container did. If your mind is small, even a little negativity will poison it. But if you expand your mind, nothing can shake your peace." Veer understood. He let go of doubt and filled his thoughts with courage. He trained harder, embraced challenges, and became one of the kingdom's finest warriors. Ragav sat in silence, absorbing every word. He realized the truth. He had been living with a small mind, allowing every little thought to dominate him. "If I expand my focus, my discipline, my purpose, these wasteful thoughts will no longer control me," he said aloud. His grandfather nodded. "Exactly. The mind is a tool. If you don't master it, it will master you." From that night onward, Ragav transformed. He followed a daily routine. He practiced mindfulness. He became aware of every thought and chose wisely which ones to keep. Whenever a distracting thought crept in, he replaced it with something meaningful. Slowly his focus sharpened. His grades improved. His confidence bloomed. In the next exams, Ragav stood first in his class. Years later, Ragav became a renowned scientist, and whenever someone asked how he overcame the chaos of his mind, he would smile and say, "Your mind is like a pot. Fill it with clarity, and the dirt will disappear. It's like water. It becomes whatever you pour into it. Fill it with focus, discipline, and purpose, and success will follow.